this is Liz at home from Cape Town in sunny South Africa. Today I'm going to be sharing what I coloured in March 2022 with you. Before I start, I want to apologise for perhaps not uploading as many videos as I should have, and none this past week. It's been such an emotional week for me. As I've mentioned before, my family, my youngest son and his wife and their two little ones came to visit us for the last 2 months from Germany. The children are 3 and when they arrived 13 months, so just 3 years old and just 13 months. And it was the first time I've met my youngest grandson, and it was absolutely wonderful seeing them all. It was a whirlwind 2 months with so much chatting, talking, playing with children, reading stories, cleaning the house, doing washing, cooking, shopping, going out for the day, going to the beach, going to visit other family members, having guests over to see them, doing such a lot of things, and having lots and lots of wonderful cuddles, and just such a blessing. But oh dear, my heart is quite sore now because they've gone back, which I knew they would do. I'm sorry, I promised myself I wouldn't break down when I made this video, so I'm not going to talk too much more about them, but I'm sure there's so many of us that have our children go to live in other countries and can understand how I'm feeling. So without further ado, I'm going to get onto what I coloured and apologize for the lack of pictures because there was not much time. So the first one I did is this one, and I actually love how it turned out. It's from Chibi Bliss, which is Jennifer Stay, Steve and Jennifer Stay's, let me move the others out of the way actually, from Steve and Jennifer Stay's Colouring Bliss website. They have a lot of, sorry, I'm just wiping my eyes. They have a lot of really lovely colouring pages, and you can buy them. You can actually buy this, which I belong to their channel, so I pay to belong to Colouring Bliss, so I'm able to download certain things for free. But you can buy this as a book, and if you happen to live in the States, they have a print shop and they print books for you very nicely. I've ordered 1 or 2. I've just found buying the PDFs better for me personally, just because of living far away. So I coloured this largely with Blick markers, and no, not Blick markers, Bic markers. Sorry, they're so close in name. So these Bic markers. So I also decided that while I'm showing my pages, I'll show you what I've finished, what markers and pens and things I've finished. So this ran dry as I was busy, and this green one ran dry as I was busy. And this isn't from using them a lot this month. I think they've just run dry I've had them for many years. This one also ran dry as I was using it in a different page, and this ran dry as I was using it in a different page. So 4 of my favorite Bic markers have run dry. So I've put these Bic markers into my wish list so that when I have some funds again, I can buy myself another set. I really like the pastel colors in the Bic markers particularly. And then there was this green, which ran dry as I was doing that grass. I really struggled to get through. The pink ran dry, and I went over it with a Touch It marker. You can see the top and the bottom are slightly different colors. I'll show you another big marker that ran dry is this one that I used in another coloring page, and then another marker that ran dry is a water-based marker, a Giotto Turbo Giant, that was in another coloring page. And then other things that I ran out of were gel pens, because I did a lot of gel pen coloring, so all of these ran dry. This one, it's so frustrating to me because it's got a lot of ink in it, but you can't get it out, so I suspect there's an air bubble somewhere at the end. I've heard that if you drop a gel pen, an air bubble forms and you've had it. This ran dry. This Gelly Roll, same problem, can't get anything out of it. This one, same problem. This is a Sargent Art, lovely color, but I can see the air bubble there, but I can't see one closer to the nib, but I can't get any ink out. Can't get any more ink out of this one. This one is finished, you can see. And this one, I can't get any more ink out. So they're all going to be binned. So that's all my used up supplies this month. So back to this, I used mostly big markers. I also used a touch marker for the hair and a little bit of pencil for shading, some Posca paint pen for the white dots, and some pan pastels to make the clouds. So I was quite happy with how that turned out. And then, of course, I used my, what are those things called, to go around the side. Sorry, my brain is not working. Then I did 2 pictures in Do What You Love, Do It Often book. Let me find them. The first one was this, which I did using gel pens and some of the techniques that I shared in my previous video about gel pens. I really loved coloring this. Find joy in the journey. And then the other one I did in this book was this one of the ones that I did in the Ukraine colors. And with this particular picture, I first painted the page with some Daniel Smith watercolor medium, which is like a gesso which seals the page, and then I used water-based markers on that. So those were those 2. Then I did this funny picture for my one grandson, not the one that visited with us, but my other one that I see a lot of. He sent me this picture half-colored from a YouTube video and said, Nana must finish it. So it's from at WO Art. I'll link the channel for you. And this is Wolfer Has Too Much Soda. And it's a kids coloring channel. And they give you the completed coloring pages that you can download. So I downloaded it in quite a heavy grayscale, and I colored it with markers and then used various shiny things. I'm not sure if you can see the sparkles here and there for a bit of doodling and going over stuff. So that was a random page that I colored. Then I did this one from Jade Summer Color by Number. I have the PDF book, and I did quite a lot of sort of color by number stuff because on the odd occasions when the family went out and I thought I could color, I really had no creative or emotional energy. It was a very busy time, so I enjoyed my color by numbers. So I did that one from Jade Summer Flowers Color by Number, and I did another one from the Jade Summer Color by Number Flowers, which I quite liked. And then I tried to do a little bit of blending of color with Gelly Roll, and then some shiny, you can see the shine, I hope, of Gelly Roll pens and a little bit of glitter where I used the painting with the gel pen and the glycerine. So that's those two. I printed both of those on the marker paper. And then from Another Color by Number, this, I love this book. It's another one of those books that I go to when I'm feeling a little bit down. And I found this such a nice, cheerful picture. I colored this all in markers. That's where I finished my one Blick Market. And also the yellow one I finished on there. And then I used touch markers as well. So I'm going to show some art supplies I've got. I'm waiting for a few more and then I'm going to do a video of all of them. But I bought the touch markers which arrived and I've enjoyed doing them. It's the only picture I did in this book so far. I don't mean so far, I mean this month. Then this one was a color along on the channel. If anybody would still like this picture to color, I'm going to be taking the offer down soon. Please send me an email. My email details are on the channel. Just look in the more information below the video and you can get a copy to print. If you do ask me for a copy, let me know if you would like US letter size or, excuse me, US letter size or A4. I've got it formatted for both. So that is my another Ukraine picture. Then I colored this little one from Enchanted Faces, where I did this to show you how to use the shiny stuff for the eyes and lips. And I used pencils and markers. So pencils there and markers, various ones. Next I have a work in progress, a whip in this romantic country, The Third Tale. It's a double page spread that I'm doing for a color along in a group I belong to on Facebook called Coloring Book Color Along, where we choose various pictures and we color them together. So I've done, like again with my painting with gel pens, some over there. I wish I could get the shine to show nicely. I painted over there with the gel pen and glycerine over pencils, and then I've hit myself with a minor problem. I did all of this at one sitting. Then in my kind of slightly bemused state as I've been, it's been such a strange 2 months. The family went out and I had colored that, and then they were there for a long time and it was hectic. And then I decided to color when they went out again, and I decided to use, I have a set of just 12 Holbein pastel pencils, and I used those here. I don't know what possessed me to. I don't know if any of you get this kind of a thing when you're really tired and your brain's not working and you just do things. And I mean, this is all one picture. These two colors don't go with these colors at all. They don't clash precisely, but it doesn't make for a unified picture. And I don't really know what to do to rectify it. I should, I suppose, try and use some of this purple somewhere, maybe on those places. I don't know. I'm actually at a bit of a standstill. So if any of you have got some really wonderful creative ideas as to how I can make these colors fit in with these colors and the picture become cohesive, I would be very grateful for that in the comments, please. I feel lost at the moment. I'm feeling lost and lonely and sad. It's not a good feeling. So that's this one. And then from the Art of Nature was in a previous video where I was doing the gel pens, painting the background. I finished this and I ironed it to flatten the page, and you can see, I wonder if I bring my light. I don't know if you can catch the very slight glitter on the page from where I painted the background, but I'm actually quite delighted with how that turned out. And then last picture, also done as a video here, with showing you about using, this is from Cute and Curvy Ladies, colouring by Prettily Printed ZA. And this was the picture that I showed you where how I did the doodling, where I did basic markers underneath and then doodled on top of the picture. So that was my final colouring page, or it was actually my first colouring page of the month, but it's the final one I'm showing you. So I'd like to thank you very much for bearing with me and allowing me to share some of my life with you. And I do thank each and every one of you that watches my videos, subscribes to the channel, and let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd particularly like me to be covering, and I hope to be making many more videos in the near future. Lots of love and a colourful week to all. Bye-bye now.